Ella.
He's here. The guy from the cafe, standing in front of a dryer and pulling out a t-shirt. Our eyes meet, and the world seems to halt, all sounds muffled, all thoughts obliterated by the shock of the moment. Evening, beautiful. He says in that rough drawl, shooting me a wink. Fancy meeting you here. What are you doing here? The words spill out before I can stop them and immediately regret the words as they come out. Great going, Ella. He grins, that same earth-shattering smile from earlier. Doing my laundry. What about you? I shake my head, disoriented. Of all the laundromats in all the towns, of all the apartment buildings, what are the chances? I can see that, but what? I trail off, scoffing and feeling a blush rising into my cheeks. This man does not owe me any explanation, but I immediately slam those walls back up. This can't be a coincidence. I refuse to believe that. Same, I manage to say, my voice sounding far away, as though coming from someone else. I walk over to the washing machine and start unloading my basket, then I remember I didn't have my dagger with me. Being lost in thought made me forget about it, damn it. He finishes up, tossing his last article of clothing into his laundry basket and leaning against the dryer with his arms crossed. From the corner of my eye, I can feel him looking at me and the heat starts to rise in my neck. Is there a reason you're staring at me? I ask, not looking at him, and then he chuckles. I think it's safe to say you tossed my number in the trash, didn't you? He says, and I recognize a slight accent to his voice. After I'm done loading the machine, I turn to face him and cross my arms over my chest. I did. That was incredibly forward of you, I say, raising my eyebrow. Guess it always works for you, judging from the look on your face. He chuckles, and I swallow deeply. No, I don't usually give my number out to every pretty girl I see. He says, tilting his head to the side and biting the pad of his thumb while trying to hide his smirk. Just thought I'd try for once. He drags his gaze over my body, and I realize I'm actually pushing up my boobs by crossing my arms like this. But his appreciation for my body doesn't make me feel uncomfortable, just naked. Do you mind not staring at me like that? I stop short when he quickly walks over to me with a frown on his face. He reaches his hand out to touch my face, and I slap it away while trying to raise my knee to his groin. Blocking it with a chuckle, he steps back and raises his eyebrow at me. Ah, that's what I like to see in a woman, he says, smirking. There's nothing vulnerable about you, is there, little bird? Stay back, or I swear to God, I say, assuming a fighting stance with my stomach coiled tight with nerves, and he holds his hands palms up while taking a step back. This man looks like he could pin me easily, but I am not going down without a fight. Understood, but the reason I walked over was to see the color of your eyes, he says, tilting his head to the side. I'm sure they were brown this morning, but now, they're simply fascinating. I swallow deep at his compliment and feel the tension leave my body. My eyes were never seen as fascinating before, just a freak show of a deformity. No one back home would say anything to my face, but I know they thought it. Fascinating? More like weird, I say, crossing my arms again. I wear contacts at work so I don't draw attention to them. Ah, that's a pity, he says. And in case you were wondering, I moved in about 3 days ago, so I wasn't stalking you or anything. Oh, well, that makes sense, I guess. I was covering double shifts for a week because a casual worker left, so I wouldn't have seen him at all. I'm left there, feeling the apprehension seeping out of me, and now we're just awkwardly staring at each other. I swear he can hear the crazy way my heart is beating, and with that thought something else occurs to me. Is he a human or a shifter? I've never been able to correctly identify those of my nature, so for all I know, this man could be an alpha. He certainly acts like one, especially the younger, blue-blooded ones. Jaeger, he suddenly says, wiping the cocky smile from his face as he holds out his hand. Figured if we're going to be neighbors, we might as well know each other's names. Your name is Jaeger? I ask, raising my eyebrow. That sounds German, and yes, that's my name, but you can call me Jay if it sounds too weird, he says. Now I know why he has a slight accent. I can't help but laugh at the fact that he calls himself Jay. Wouldn't the correct term be Ye if he were to have a nickname? Jay, it is then, I say, taking his hand. I'm Ella. Ella. He purrs my fake name as if savoring it on his tongue, and it actually sends a damn shiver up my spine. A pretty name to put to a pretty face. God, you're such a charmer, I say, attempting to make light of the fact that the way he's staring at me feels like he's looking right past the fake name. We're still standing there holding each other's hands, still staring at each other. His hand is rough, not soft as silk like his tongue or demeanor, a complete shift to how I pictured him. I have a feeling this is a man not scared to get his hands dirty. And at that thought, I pull mine out of his grasp before he gets the wrong idea. I clear my throat and take a step back from him. It was nice meeting you, Jay, but I gotta get back, I say, thumbing my hand over my shoulder towards my clothes. He nods his head and shoots me that damn smile again, causing my heart to flip. Well, I guess I'll see you around, beautiful, he says, pushing past me, his scent, woodsy with a hint of something darker, enveloping me for a brief second. He leaves, but the atmosphere still vibrates with his presence. For 2 years, I've managed to keep the world at arm's length, to keep away the prospect of ever being hurt or controlled again. And all it took was a pair of green eyes to make me melt. As I pour detergent into the washing machine, my thoughts circle back to him, his smile, his eyes, his unabashed flirtation. He's ignited something in me that makes me want to open up even though we spoke for less than 10 minutes. I'm scared, because I don't want to like this guy, but he lives here, and I have a feeling I'll be seeing more of him.
Roman.
I can't stop the smirk from forming on my face as I walk away from Ella, knowing I've already wormed my way into her thoughts. That look on her face when she saw me again told me everything I needed to know, just one smile from me, and I had her. Ah, she's still as feisty and cunning as the day she disappeared, and that's what makes this whole charade thrilling. I relish in it, the chase, the hunt, the eventual capture. Reaching for my phone as soon as I step into my apartment, I dial Caden's number. He doesn't take long to answer either.
It's me. The plan's in motion. She's taking the bait,
I say, and Caden's laughter rumbles through the speaker. Seriously? That easily? You sure she doesn't suspect anything? He asks. Relax. She has no idea. I'm Jay now, the charming neighbor. Besides, you know as well as I do, she wouldn't recognize me. No one outside the family has ever seen my face. I say, falling down on my bed and sighing. Right, the mysterious Alpha, ruling from the shadows. Just be cautious, Ro. Aren't I always? I ask, flicking the butterfly knife open and playing with it a bit, before aiming it at the wall in front of me. It lands with a dull thud, and a growl rumbles in my chest. The same fury from when I found out she ran away from me still burns, and it always hits me like a fucking slap to the face when I think about her blatant disrespect. 2 years, Caden. 2 years I've given her to roam freely, to think she's eluded me. She's let her guard down, and it's the perfect opportunity, I say. I will take her back, even if I have to drag her by the fucking hair. Careful, Caden warns. Arrogance is how prey escapes. I snort. She's not prey, she's my promised bride, my Luna. She's not going anywhere this time, I can fucking promise you that. Caden's laughter rumbles through the speaker. You've still got that Roman charm, huh? It's not about charm, brother. It's about what's rightfully mine, I growl. She is my Luna. She always has been, and she always will be. Keep telling yourself that, he says, patronizing me like a big brother always does, even if I am his alpha. Just remember, she's not one to be tamed easily. I don't want to tame her. I want to set her free, the right way, under my rule, I retort, my grip tightening around the phone. She can run, she can hide, but she will never escape me. Not again. I hang up and found myself scrolling through old photos of Ella. Even in pictures, her eyes had a way of shifting colors. They were a natural marvel, impossible to decipher, just like her. It struck me then how little I knew about her. A slow, sly grin creeps onto my face. Ella will be mine, not because some agreement dictates it, but because she's destined for greatness by my side. I've given her 2 years of borrowed freedom, but the clock has run out. Time's up, little bird. The next morning, I walk into the same cafe where I'd first staged our accidental meeting, and there she was, looking as mesmerizing as ever. The fucking dark eyes and hair don't suit her, though. I need those long blonde tresses back so I can wrap them around my fist when she's on her knees in front of me. Fuck, just thinking about her submission gets my cock harder than fucking steel. I will break this little bird, and it will be glorious. As I saunter up to the counter, my eyes met Ella's. The flicker of recognition and the flush of her cheeks tell me everything I need to know. I affect her, whether or not she wants to be. How easily humans, and even shifters, can be deceived. I lean slightly against the counter, closing the distance between us, but not enough to invade her personal space.
Morning, beautiful.
I greet with all the false casualness of a man not obsessively orchestrating every detail.
Hey, Jay.
She looks flustered, her eyes dropping to my mouth before flitting away. Ah, the sweet, stinging ache of attraction. Even if it is built on a lie, the pull is real.
What can I get you? What's your favorite?
I decided to throw a curveball. Her brows pull up in surprise and her gorgeous lips part slightly. Gods, I need to stop thinking with my cock, but how can I when temptation is staring me right in the face? Well, I love the caramel macchiato, she says, a small smile tugging at her lips.
I trust your taste. Make that 2 caramel macchiatos, then.
I say, smiling at her.
1 for you and 1 for me, beautiful. Maybe you could even join me for a coffee break this time.
I suggest, pushing the boundaries. Her eyes widen for a second before she laughs.
You're quite the charmer, aren't you? I can be, but I prefer to think I'm just a man of excellent taste.
I responded, watching her eyes sparkle at our back and forth. Her eyes narrow, a slight blush creeping up her neck.
Sorry, I can't leave the counter, but I can make your drink. Then I'll get 1 for you anyway, as a thank you.
I say and lean in closer, letting my voice drop to a low whisper. Rain check on the coffee date, then? Ella sucks in a sharp breath, unable to hide her interest.
Sure, why not?
A rain check it is. As she turns to make our drinks, I find my eyes drifting over her. She moves with grace and precision, clearly a master of her own world here in this little cafe. I'm momentarily lost in her, and then my senses jolt me back to reality. A strong scent clings to her. Jealousy boils in me like hot lava in a volcano about to erupt. It's a male scent, human by the smell of it. Disgusting. It clouds her natural fragrance, masking the sweet scent that's uniquely hers, uniquely mine. Ella returns, handing me my coffee, blissfully unaware of the war waging inside me.
Here you go.
I force my lips into a smile, hiding the snarl that threatens to break free. Who the fuck is she with? None of my surveillance showed that she had a boyfriend, or even any friends. When I find out who it is.
So,
I say, breaking the brief silence.
Do you often find customers ordering for you? Not really.
She says, placing the first cup in front of me.
You're a rare exception. And do you usually enjoy exceptions?
I leaned in again, eyes fixed on hers. She pauses, her eyes meeting mine.
I guess it depends on the exception.
I smirk at the answer, relishing the charged atmosphere between us.
Well, let's find out, shall we?
She hands me my cup, our fingers grazing against one another. An electric jolt passed through me, more powerful than any dose of caffeine. Thank you, Ella. I practically purr her alias, relishing the shiver that rolled through her. It takes all the restraint I had not to close the distance between us, to claim her like my every instinct screamed to do. But patience has gotten me this far, and only patience would deliver her to me completely. As I walk away, her scent clings to me, and for a moment, it is both victory and torment. She is close, within my grasp, yet still a world away. Even with her so near, it was as if I was looking at her through a pane of glass, able to see but not touch, to taste but not consume. And what bothered me the most, what really gnawed at me, was another scent, a strong, foreign one that covered her like a veil. It was a challenge, a direct insult to my claim, even if she didn't know it. Whether it was a new friend or just a casual acquaintance, the possessive, dominant part of me roared. She is mine. She has always been mine. I want to break something or someone, but instead, I breathed in deeply, attempting to keep the beast within at bay. I can't afford to lose control, not when I was so close. When I returned to my apartment, the loneliness of its four walls closed in on me. It was a striking contrast to the warmth I'd briefly felt seeing Ella. I pull out my phone, contemplating whether to call Caden and update him. But then I stop. For the first time in a long time, I feel a sliver of doubt, a whisper of caution. What if Ella senses who I am? What if she runs again? I stare at the phone in my hand as if it were a ticking time bomb. 2 years of planning, of waiting, and everything could be ruined in a single, unplanned moment of genuine emotion. No, I couldn't allow that. I would become Jay, through and through, until Ella was irrevocably mine. She would break, ever so gently, not for Jay, but just for me. I put my phone down, a sense of resolve flooding over me. I would see this through to the end, no matter the risk, no matter the cost. Ella had been promised to me, and I to her, since before either of us had a say in the matter. I was so close now, so tantalizingly close to making her mine forever. And yet, even as I relished the anticipation of victory, I knew that the real challenge was still ahead. It wasn't enough to catch her, I had to make her want to stay. I'd spent so long planning how to trap her that I'd forgotten the most crucial part. I had to win her, to make her choose me, as much for her sake as for mine. For what good is a kingdom, an alpha, a man, if the one person who holds his soul wants to run from him? But now the board is set, the pieces are moving, and there is no turning back now. Her 2-year reprieve is over. Now, the real game begins. And I'm not playing for keeps, I'm playing for eternity. She is mine. She's always been mine. And soon, she will be again, not just in name or destiny, but in body and soul. Even if it means tearing down every wall she's built, brick by brick, until there's nothing left but the raw, unfiltered version of her, broken, just for me. Yes, Ella will break. And she'll be the most beautiful thing I've ever destroyed.
Ella.
5 days. It's been 5 long days since I last saw him. I've been counting the days, the hours, even the minutes since he last walked through the cafe door. 5 days. How did 5 days without seeing him turn me into this ball of confusion? 1 minute he's all flirt and grin, making my insides do weird somersaults. The next, he's cold and distant, as if he's a different guy. What's his deal? I have to admit that it terrifies me how much I look forward to seeing him. I know I shouldn't, right? The only thing I know about him is his name and how he likes his latte. Now I'm at the laundromat again, daydreaming about God knows what, when the door creaks open. I don't need to look up to know it's him, I can sense him and that rugged scent always clinging to him. But when I do look up, my face flushes. God, he looks divine. His shirt is unbuttoned, carelessly open, revealing an impeccably chiseled chest. It's not just a chest, it's a masterpiece, an altar of lean muscle and ink. His tattoos are intricate, each one a stroke of artistry that draws my eyes across the expanse of his skin, inviting me to know more, to discover. Hey, beautiful. He greets me, his voice carrying that familiar flirtatious lilt. I can't believe I've spent the past 5 days obsessing over why he hasn't shown up. It's so unlike me to let a guy get under my skin like this. I've been standing guard over my emotions for so long, it's almost embarrassing how quickly he's making me question those defenses. But now he's back, looking all kinds of sinful with that shirt hanging open. Tattoos peeking out like a secret I'm dying to read up close. Damn it, he's hot, and the way he calls me beautiful makes my face heat up. A freaking blush, really, Ella? But I muster a response. Hey yourself. Been globetrotting or joining the tattooed bad boys club? He chuckles, a sound that seems to stir something in the very air around us. Business trip. Just got back. Hence, this. He gestures to his basket full of clothes. It's odd seeing him with something as mundane as laundry. He's always struck me as someone unbothered by daily chores. But who says I can't do both? 2 birds with 1 stone, huh? I ask as I lean with my back against the washing machine and catch the smile on his face as he starts to separate his clothing. Why does he look so handsome doing the most boring things? Exactly. Efficiency is key, he says, then starts loading his washing machine. I can't help but laugh at this. Careful, you're making adulthood sound dangerously appealing. Jay finishes and walks over to me, then he leans on the washing machine next to me, closer than before. Not appealing enough for me to bring you a key to my apartment yet. I giggle. Well, at least we've moved from coffee to laundry. What's next? Grocery shopping? Whoa, slow down. You're making me nervous with all this commitment talk, he says, feigning nervousness, and I shake my head at this. Ah, the C word. A modern Casanova's kryptonite, I say, trying to decipher what that look in his eyes means, something cold just glinting beneath the surface. Then he shrugs. You got me there, he smirks, then he walks back to the washing machine he was busy with and fiddles with the buttons. He slips off his shirt and throws it along with the dark clothes, and I suck in a breath at the sigh of his ripped upper body. Gods, do they still make men like this? And why does he seem attracted to someone like me? The tattoos on his body, particularly the stars on either of his shoulders, distract me again, and I can't help myself. You never struck me as the full chest tattoo type. Really? He grins, lifting an eyebrow and glancing at me sideways. You never struck me as the type to stare, little bird. Oh God, he caught me. Of course he caught me. My cheeks heat up even more as I throw a pair of jeans into the washing machine. I need to change the subject ASAP. So, what kind of business takes you away for almost a week? He leans against one of the washing machines, casual yet somehow intense. Family business. It's complicated and rather boring, to be honest. I want to know more about his family, about his mysterious business, about him. But instead, I keep it light. You don't strike me as the boring type. For a split second, his eyes lose their twinkle, and he walks over to me. He steps in front of me, and this time I don't push him away, and my body is not on the offensive, especially when he cages me in by placing his hands on either side of me against the washing machine. I guess you'll just have to find out more about me, then, peel back my layers, so to speak, he says, his voice low as he looks into my eyes and bites his bottom lip. We're so close that I can feel his breath fan my cheeks, and my heart immediately drops. But speaking of commitments, he hesitates, locking eyes with me. And then he hits me with it. Are you free tomorrow night? My heart skips a beat, maybe two. I don't know how to react. I'm thrilled but scared, eager but cautious. Why? Thought we could go out for dinner. You know, get to know each other beyond wash cycles and caffeine. My heart races. A date? I haven't been on an actual date in. God, I can't even remember if I've ever been on one. But I also have rules to keep people at arm's length. Yet here he is, having already crossed that invisible boundary, asking me to let him in even further. Sure, I find myself saying, my voice softer than I'd like. Dinner sounds nice. His face lights up, and for a moment, everything feels right. Great, I'll pick you up at 7? I nod, even as a wave of doubt washes over me. What am I doing? What are we doing? As I ponder, he leans in to say goodbye and takes my hand in his. His lips brush a light kiss over my fingers, but those emerald eyes never leave mine. However, something's off, his scent. It's different, tainted by a sharp note that unsettles me. Do you think it's safe to give you my number now, or can I get yours? He says in that flirty drawl that has my insides clenching. I nod and recite my number off by heart, knowing I'm making a terrible mistake, but not listening to my own warning bells. See you tomorrow, beautiful, he says, turning to leave. He picks up his detergent and heads toward the exit. I watch him walk away, my heart a confusing twist of anticipation and doubt. His scent lingers, and it's different, like him, like us. What am I getting myself into? What layers of Jay have I not yet peeled back? And most importantly, do I really want to find out? I've been so cautious, always thinking 3 steps ahead. I can't afford emotional distractions, but Jay makes me want to throw caution to the wind. And that terrifies me. I've worked hard to put up these walls, to keep myself safe. I can't let him waltz in and mess it all up. But every look, every touch, seems to be erasing my reservations, crumbling my defenses like they're made of sand, not stone. So here I am, wrestling with my emotions, trying to square this circle. Do I let him in and risk everything I've protected so carefully? Or do I keep him at arm's length and wonder what could have been? One thing's for sure, I'm not the same person I was 5 days ago. And whether I'm ready or not, I have a decision to make. God help me, because I don't trust myself to make the right one.